We're also exposed to the housing market, which, as you're saying, is that's also seeming on fire. I mean, what's your outlook there for the housing?
I think we've gotten to a point where the millennials can afford to buy a home. We do have very, very low interest rates. And I think people, after being stuck in a small apartment, the notion of actually having your own space and having a lawn has become a lot more appealing. And I think you're seeing that in housing. We own a company called Howard Hughes Corporation that owns these sort of small cities. We call them master planned communities. And we've seen enormous, the company just announced earnings yesterday, dramatic increases in condo sales in Hawaii, the lot sales. And even the New York City real estate market is starting to boom again, which is interesting.
But the Howard Hughes, are they focused more on the South and West? And is that part of your bet there? I mean, I know you've owned them for a long time, but you invested more, right?
Yeah. So we first of all, they've got most of the largest assets are in Texas and Las Vegas, and then Hawaii, and then Maryland to a certain extent. And Hawaii is not a low tax environment, but it's in a world in which it sees the day. Life is too short. It's a destination and a place where people.
YOLO.
A lot of California technology people who just moved to Hawaii and said, "Look, I'm not moving back, and I can run my company virtually." So I think the fact that you can run businesses virtually, places like Hawaii are going to be more appealing, even though taxes are not low. And then you have Las Vegas or Nevada generally, and Summerlin, where are kind of the best real estate in Las Vegas. And you can have a great quality of life and pay no state taxes, which is a huge advantage.
And what about Pershing Square? Are you all still like some of your rivals, or?
I think we're going to be the last standing taxpayers in New York City. No, we hope not. Look, I think New York is an extremely desirable place to live. It is a big tax burden, and when people, high income people, do the math and they say, "Well, I could move to Florida and buy this amazing house." And not pay state taxes, it motivates some people. But my whole, when I was younger, I planned to be successful. And when you're successful, one of the benefits of being successful is you can choose where you live. So to run away from a location because the tax rate is higher seems kind of silly to me.